Well, it's an exciting night around the area after 4 blowouts to start out sectional play. The next round was expected to be more dramatic. Well, that didn't happen in Game 1. North Davies took out Bar Reeve 48-31 to advance to tomorrow night's championship game as the Cougars are awaiting the winner of Game 2 tonight. The two teams getting together tonight in the second semifinal are meeting for the second time this season. We welcome you to our high school boys basketball broadcast as part of the 115th IHSAA Boys Basketball State Tournament here on Gold 98.7 and 1560 WSEZ, online at WSEZ987.com, as well as on your Alexa device. Just say, Alexa, listen to Gold 98.7 WSEZ. We hope you're having a good Friday as we welcome you to our pregame show, along with our statistician and analyst, Greg Deaton. I'm David Deaton with the play-by-play story. We thank you for listening to our broadcast tonight. Come on in for this gathering of family, friends, and fans as the Class A number 4 Orleans Bulldogs, 19-4 on the season, are in the semifinal round to take on the Loogootee Lions at 13-10 here at Jack Butcher Arena on the campus of Loogootee High School here in the city of Loogootee. The Lions have won 3 of their last 4 entering tonight's semifinal, with 2 of those wins coming over Washington Catholic, including their Wednesday night victory over the Cardinals, 92-16. The Lions have won 5 straight home games coming into this contest, and it is the 4th time they've been in the semifinal round in the last 5 years. This is a young Loogootee team this year that has been leaning heavily on one of their juniors, and that being their best player, their top scorer, A.J. Foster, who has been averaging right around 20 points all season long. Foster certainly will be at the top of the order tonight for Orleans to have to deal with. They know that from the last meeting back in February. Foster is a 6'1 junior. He plays out on the wing primarily for Loogootee, and he is a very good athlete, got a lot of quickness, and he'll certainly test the Bulldog defense tonight. But he's not the only one out there who's got game. Wade Walton, a 6-foot senior at guard, is a really solid shooter, somebody who can get to the inside as well. Paxton Arvin is a good spot-up shooter from the outside. They were missing Will Lyon, their 6-foot sophomore, on Wednesday night due to illness. It looks like he'll be back tonight. It's a matter of whether he'll start tonight for the Lions or not. But he's somebody else who they can use out there as a shooter. And then they have a tough freshman in Cooper Van Hoy, who has really done a good job running the team this season as a freshman. He's been playing point guard for the Lions throughout the season, and they'll look to him tonight for a lot of plays as well. Loogootee, a very good defensive team, giving up 43.6 per game. They are in the top 20 in Class A in defensive average per game. They're not a team that scores a lot of points, but they do like to play a slower pace, and they are a team that certainly has the advantage of being on their home court tonight, which definitely helps them in that regard. For the Orleans Bulldogs, they're averaging 56.7 points, giving up 38.5 per game. The Bulldogs are coming off a massive 65-25 win over Medora on Wednesday night. Alex DeWitt led the way with 18 points, had himself another really good game, and he's been having a really good season for Orleans, stepping up as the primary option down on the post. Rylan Crocker had 17, albeit it seemed like kind of a quiet 17 by Crocker's standards on Wednesday night, but he had a really good game shooting, was able to get to the basket, especially off of turnovers in the win over Medora. Crocker continues to lead the way in scoring this season, averaging just over 16 points per game. Nate Brown has also been stepping up really well here lately. He tallied 9 points in that win on Wednesday night, and most of that, 7 of those 9, came in the first quarter. Everybody for Orleans has been raising their game just in time for the postseason. Alex DeWitt has been leading the team in rebounding. Bryce Jones, the leader in assists, steals, and deflections. Nate Brown continues to lead the way in block shots. And Nolan Robbins is the leader in charges taken this season for the Bulldogs. Should be a good matchup here in Game 2. Orleans and Loogootee for a trip to the championship and the right to take on the North Davies Cougars in tomorrow night's title tilt at 7 o'clock here at Jack Butcher Arena. I had the chance to talk to both teams' head coaches. I'll warn you ahead of time, Loogootee head coach Dave Smith's interview is split into 2 parts. So you might hear the first part end, but we'll get straight into part 2. After that, it's not a very long interview. But we talked about his team's season, how they progressed, and how they're looking coming into tonight against Orleans, plus to get Coach Smith's thoughts on the Bulldogs as well. I talked with Orleans head coach Tom Bradley about the win on Wednesday night, getting ready for tonight's matchup with Loogootee, and the scouting report on the Lions. You'll have those interviews coming up on the other side of the break here from Jack Butcher Arena in Loogootee. This is our Davis Crushstone pregame, or this is our WSEZ pregame show. Wrong station there for just a moment, but we'll continue after this as you're listening to Orleans Bulldogs basketball in the Sectional 62 semifinals here on Gold at 98.7 WSEZ. Go along with our WSEZ pregame show here on Gold 98.7 WSEZ as Loogootee gets set to take on True Arena. And joining us now is Dave Smith, Loogootee head coach, as the Lions get ready for this matchup for a trip to the championship tomorrow night. And Coach Smith, here you are, year 2 at Loogootee, and it seems like the team has been getting better throughout the course of the season. So what stands out to you about the way your team has grown here through this season?
Well, we've grown up a little bit. We started really just with one kid back with any varsity experience at all with A.J. Foster. And the other kids, had to learn to play varsity basketball, and they had to learn under fire. And, we took some cuttings early in the year and throughout the year, but I think here the last couple of weeks we've probably been playing our best basketball.
And, of course, Coach, as you get closer to the end, you want to be playing your best, and especially when you're hosting the sectional, too, it seems like it adds a little more incentive to want to play your best here at the end.
Oh, absolutely. The atmosphere tonight, it'll be as good here as anywhere in the state of Indiana.
No doubt. And you mentioned having a young team, A.J. Foster being the one guy who really had varsity time, significant time back from last year. And I know he's a junior, of course, on your team. So what is it that's made him such a good player, but also such a good leader, too?
Well, he's just athletic. He's quick. He can jump. He can take you off the dribble. He can hit the three-point shot. He's our leading rebounder, three-point shooter, two-point shooter. So he does a little bit of everything for us.
And also, too, hang on there. And, of course, too, Coach, you also have these young guys around as well. So where have you seen the most growth from those guys throughout the season as well?
Well, I think they just, learn what it takes to be a varsity basketball player, being physically strong, mentally strong, and doing the little things. We always preach to do the little things. Big things will take care of themselves. And, we started to understand what a good shot is as compared to just any old shot, understanding the importance of rebounding and things like that.
And you guys also, though, secret, you play a very tough schedule, not just in your conference, but even out of conference as well. So I'm sure that is definitely something you can use kind of as a barometer to get you ready for this time of year, too.
Well, we hope so. We, as you say, our conference is a pretty strong conference. When you look at some of the teams in there, non-conference, Washington Hatchet's a very strong 3A team, very strong modern day. Their record's not great, but their physical and big. Christian Academy, and the list goes on. Orleans Force, and teams like that. We play really good competition.
And offensively, what do you all like to try to do out on the floor, Coach?
Well, we just try the best defense that we can, play the best defense that we can, and offensively we don't do anything fancy. We just try to get high percentage shots and be patient.
And of course tonight, Orleans here in the semifinal round. You guys saw each other about a month ago at their place and obviously got off to a good start in that game, but Orleans came back and got the lead. So as you look at this matchup coming into tonight, what stands out to you about the Bulldogs over the last month?
Well, they're really good. They can beat you in so many ways, not just on the offensive end, but the defense is very good. They're as good a rebounding team as we played against all year. And, we've emphasized we have to rebound tonight. If we don't rebound and we don't, take care of the ball in their traps and stuff, then, it can be a long night. If we rebound and take care of the basketball, we think, maybe we'll have a chance there to get a win at the end.
Coach, I would imagine, too, a big emphasis for you all tonight is getting off to a good start, of course, but also maintaining that through 4 quarters tonight, too.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. I was ready to quit after the first 8 minutes, the season game, but, we got to put 32 minutes together.
And as far as your team goes coming into tonight, everybody available, ready to go for the Lions?
Well, we're battling a little sickness, so I'll know more as it gets closer to tip-off.
That's good. Coach Smith, thank you so much for taking the time for the talk. You and the Lions have a good game here at home tonight with Orleans.
All right, thank you.
All right, Dave Smith, Loogootee head coach, joining us here in our WSEZ pregame show. Stay with us. We have the interview with Coach Bradley coming up next. You're listening to Orleans Bulldogs basketball here on Gold 98.7 WSEZ. We continue along with our WSEZ pregame show here on Gold 98.7 WSEZ. And with us was Orleans head coach Tom Bradley as the Bulldogs get set to take on Loogootee in the second semifinal tonight. We'll get to that matchup here in just a few moments. Coach Bradley, going back to Wednesday night against Medora, the team got off to a really good start. Seemed like they were really focused from the beginning of the game, and it seemed like that they didn't let the fact that it's sectional intimidate them. They just put out their game.
Yeah, we did. Got off to a good start, like you mentioned there, David, and just played solid throughout at the beginning. I didn't see any nerves whatsoever from them.
Yeah, and the guys on defense have been really made Medora have to run their offense a little bit higher out than they wanted to. They still got some good quality jump shots, but overall the defense seemed like it got off to a good start.
Yeah, it was. We did pretty well. Our man's been coming along pretty well, and knock on wood, we haven't been fouling, and hopefully that continues. And not fouling shooters is a big thing for us, and so far it's been very good about that.
No doubt. And you guys did a good job on the boards on and really throughout the entirety of the game, no matter who got in there. And obviously, when you're playing it like Medora, you want the chance opportunities, and it seemed like the team was really now in on that as well.
Rebounding is a big key that we've been doing pretty well on the offensive rebounds, especially. So hearing that got it for us.
Second quarter, you guys were locked down defensively, holding them 3 points, and were able to get defense converted to offense as well. So got some breathing room there.
We had it out and after we got the rebounds and some turnovers that they had, and we were able to get the ball out and get some transition baskets.
Well, of course, Ryland and Alex both had really good nights as far as the scoring went, but they contributed in other ways as well. And you had a bunch of guys like Nate Brown and even guys like Nolan Robbins who went out there. And, Coach, it seems like they really contributed well here at the right time.
Well, they are. We don't ask for everybody to go out and get 10 points a game, but, if you're one of those guys that get 4 or 6 a game and you do your job in terms of what you're concentrating on, that just makes us a better team. And kid runs that they said.
Coming off the bench, Russell getting some minutes there along with Mason Freed primarily, and Mason been playing really well here in the season. It seemed like really had a good game as well.
Yeah, Mason's been playing well. Kagan's been playing well. They're usually our first two off the bench, and they got good in their role, and we have confidence in them when they get in there.
And Coach, that's huge, of course, as you know, when you have those guys off the bench, they come in there, there's really no drop-off at all between the starters and those guys. Seems like it makes it a lot easier.
Well, it's nice when you got a couple guys in there that you have confidence in, and also they have confidence in themselves, because as you go along, you don't need a breather every once in a while. You get them at quarter breaks, timeouts, and so forth. But sometimes you just want to get somebody out of there and talk to them a little bit about how they're doing and correct them a little bit or praise them, whatever the case may be. So it's nice to have that depth that we have right now.
No doubt. And, of course, the good thing, too, was you guys got enough of a lead there in the second half with the running clock. You got guys like Dane Freed and Caden Burnick and other guys like that in there. So they got some time out there on the sectional court as well.
Yeah, Dane had a big quarter there. He had 5 points there, made a tremendous pass. I walked that on him. I still don't know how that bounce got through there, but we'll take it. And right to Owen Gilbert. And, we got some guys that, they took their time on the JV, and now they're getting an opportunity to play a little bit on the varsity and doing a fine job.
No doubt. Well, tonight, of course, you have Loogootee here, the home team in the second game of the semifinals. And looking at them the other night, I know Washington Catholic they've struggled all year. Loogootee was basically able to do whatever they wanted for the most part. So as you look at this Lions team coming in, what stands out to you about the way they've been playing lately?
Oh, I think they're a game. They kind of like to dictate the tempo of the game. Sometimes they'll come out and really want the ball to get a good shot. Other times they'll get up and run. But to me, it all starts with A.J. Foster. He's a very good player as a junior and really doing a nice job. One of their best players last year, unfortunately got hurt a couple games, but now he's back full force. And I think that's where it starts with. You got to contain him early on and not let him get loose. But the other 4 guys on the court, they got shooters, and they just got guys to make shots. And so they're a good matchup for us, size-wise and so forth. They're all about the same. And I think whoever is going to win this basketball game is going to have to play really well.
No doubt. And, Coach, they also have a freshman out there, a guard at Cooper Van Hoy. Seems like he really plays beyond his years. He doesn't necessarily play like a freshman, but as coaches like to say, you're not a freshman anymore at this point.
You've had a season, so you can't use that as an excuse. But, their top 5 guys are really, really good, and they got some guys off the bench as well. And they struggled early in the season a little bit about finding their identity, I think. They're really trying to slow everything down And now they've found some success doing the other things. And, they're going to be a tough out to get them out of this tournament. But, I guess that's our job tonight to see if we can get that done.
No doubt. And while they're not the highest scoring team, they can shoot, as you mentioned. But, Coach, it seems like their calling card is defense over here at Loogootee, and these guys do a great job on that end of the floor.
Yeah, it's both ends. So they got guys who can shoot the basketball, take their time, and, on the other end, they're hard to score against. It's just one of those matchups that we're pretty similar to each other. And I think whoever plays good defense and, all the things, don't turn it over, shoot the ball, just name everything, will be able to come out of here and play tomorrow night.
Well, and I know Bryce had a little bit of a scare, as you mentioned. We talked before, Andy kind of banged knees with one of the Medora players the other night. But as far as everybody goes tonight, everybody available, ready to go?
Yeah, we are. We're fortunate. We're going to continue to hope that away and pray that away, that we're staying healthy. But right now, everybody's feeling good and ready to go.
Sounds good. Coach Bradley, as always, thank you so much for taking the time for the talk. You and the Bulldogs have a game here at Loogootee in the semifinal tonight.
Appreciate it. Thanks a lot, David.
All right. Tom Bradley, Orleans head coach, joining us here in our WSEZ pregame show. Stay with us. We've got the starters coming up next as you're listening to Orleans Bulldogs basketball in the Sectional 62 semifinals here on Gold 98.7 WSEZ. Well, we are going to just continue on until we can get our commercial break set, because unfortunately we just don't have the connection right now to be able to do that, but we will get those breaks as soon as possible. I promise you that. So we will get to that as soon as we can once everything gets working on the same wavelength here at Jack Butcher Arena tonight. Of course, we thank all of our sponsors for their support of our broadcasts all season long, and certainly we will get to those breaks as we go through the course of the evening. We'll do that as quickly as possible. Meantime, let's go ahead and give you tonight's starters for both teams, and we will start with the home team, not just on the scoreboard, but on the court tonight, the Loogootee Lions, who come in with a 13-10 record. They're averaging 48.4 points, giving up 43.6 per game. They are going to go with almost the same starting five that they did on Tuesday night, but they will make one change, and we'll get to that here in just a moment. They're going to start Cooper Van Hoy in the backcourt. Van Hoy is a 5'10 freshman, so he will be one of the four guards out there on the floor for Loogootee to start tonight. Wade Walton, a 6-foot senior. He will be one of the other guards in this game as well. Also, Will Lyon, the 6-foot sophomore, will actually get to start. He was out with flu-like symptoms on Wednesday night in that opening round game against Washington Catholic, but he's back. He will get to start tonight, it appears, for the Lions out there on the floor. And then the other guard, the fourth guard, will be A.J. Foster, the team's leading scorer. He averages right around 20 points per contest on the season. Foster, their most experienced player back from a year ago, and he is their leader in just about everything. So they will look to him tonight to have a big night here against the Bulldogs of Orleans. And then the one forward will be Christian Garcia. He is a 6'1 junior, and he will start up front for Loogootee. For the Orleans Bulldogs, averaging 56.7 points, giving up 38.5 per game. They will start like this tonight. They will go with Bryce. Bryce is a 6'1", averaging 10 points per game, 3.7 rebounds, 4.3 assists, and 2.3 steals. Joining him in the backcourt will be 6'1" Rylan Crocker. Crocker is averaging 16.3 points per game for the Bulldogs. Nate Brown, a 6'3" junior forward, 6.6 points, 4.2 rebounds per game. Also, Nolan Robbins, a 6'2" junior, will start in the front court, averaging 3.2 points per game. And then Alex DeWitt at center, the 6'3" junior. Alex is averaging 13.4 points to go with 5.4 rebounds per game for the Bulldogs this season. Orleans is 19-4. They finished number 4 in Class A in the final rankings. Head coach Tom Bradley is in his 26th year at Orleans. Their record with Coach Bradley, 4-19 and 2-11 for Loogootee. Dave Smith in year 2. His team's record, 29-18 here at Loogootee. The Lions are going to be in the home white uniforms tonight with the old gold letters and numbers, Lions in script across the front of the uniform above the number, small letters. The numbers have a shadow behind them in black. They've got the black trim around the shoulders and the collar, as well as the alternating old gold and black stripes going down the side of the jersey on both sides. Orleans in the home or the road red uniforms, they win the tip. Nate Brown gets it from Alex DeWitt. They've got the white letters and numbers trimmed in the thin black. Orleans in medium block letters arced over the number on the front of the jersey. White over black on the collar, as Bryce Jones has it at the right elbow. We've got the black over white stripe going down the bottom of the shorts around the sides. We got the Bulldog head logo. The stripes go over that as Robbins goes right, lays it up, couldn't get it to roll off the front of the rim from the right side. The rebound down to Loogootee, and I think it was Garcia who got that for them. Up ahead now was Van Hoy, the freshman who had a really good game against Washington Catholic. I think he had 18 in that game on Wednesday night. It was an easy win for Loogootee. Lyon gets it along the sideline, but he turned it over, tried to save it in, but he got it to Robbins. Nolan brings it ahead, lays it up and in right side of the basket. And Orleans is on the board with Nolan Robbins' bucket on the fast break. 7:08 and counting, first quarter, 2-0, Orleans in front. Here comes Loogootee. Foster has it right now at the big letter L there at midcourt. He has it right side. He'll bounce it to Van Hoy between the circles. Tosses it over to Will Lyon on the left wing. Lyon straight away gives it up to Garcia. Around to Walton. Now down to Foster, who has it on the right wing. Takes it out to the volleyball line. Foster one-on-one with Brown. Drives it into the lane. Puts up a really tough shot. Missed it. Rebound. Garcia able to pull it in. And flipping over the bench trying to save it was Nolan Robbins for Orleans. And it appears as though he's okay, but he went literally tumbling over Jimmy Sanders and Kagan Russell, who are just smiling about it, which is a good sign.
He was really hustling. He cleared that bench pretty well.
I don't think he has to prove any more to the coaching staff after that one. Here's an inbound cover to Wade Walton on the left wing from the sideline. Down to Van Hoy on the wing, up top to Christian Garcia. They're running a 5-out. The Lions spreading the floor, giving it to Arvin, actually, who has it now. Arvin came in for Lyon. He gives it up right side to Foster. Foster will dribble down low, turns, puts up another contested shot. Tough rebound, tipped off the air ball from the right baseline to the left baseline. Crocker comes down with it, throws it ahead to Brown left wing. He fakes, he looks up top, goes to Bryce Jones. Bryce will set things up. Coach Bradley calling the play that he wants from the sideline now as Orleans tries to get into a rhythm here early. It's DeWitt with it on the right wing. Gets it up to Jones above the right corner. Takes it up to the perimeter now. 5:53 and counting here in the first. Bryce drives it left, pulls up 15-footer, high archer off the back of the rim, but the rebound, Crocker grabbing it along the baseline. Kicks out for a three. Missed it off the right side of the rim. From the left corner, the rebound to Van Hoy. Van Hoy runs it the floor, gets it up the right side, turns in the paint, has a defender there, goes up over DeWitt. Shot is partially blocked, and DeWitt grabs the rebound on the block. And now with it is Jones in the front court for the Bulldogs. Bryce has it between the circles. Bryce will dribble to the right side of the half-court circle. 5:20 and counting, first quarter, still 2-0 thanks to the Nolan Robbins layup. A pass to Crocker, but he couldn't catch it right wing. DeWitt put a lot of zing on that. And the Lions will get it back on the unforced error. So far, both teams really defending well in the half court. It's kind of tough to get into their offenses right now.
Yeah, it's a very highly contested defensive battle on both ends.
It shouldn't be surprising considering both of these teams are excellent on that side of the floor. Walton has it to the front court, midcourt circle, gives it over to Van Hoy on the left. Van Hoy bounces to the wing now to Walton. Walton will turn. He'll go to Garcia up top. Garcia will hold it there, and he'll look over right side to Van Hoy. Van Hoy has it now. He'll pass it off to Arvin along the sideline at right side between the wing and the corner. Arvin jab steps, looks, trying to find Foster, but Nate Brown actually doing a good job defending it. Van Hoy gets it up top, drives it, kicks it to Walton for a three, and Foster actually who hits it. Foster buries a tray from the right wing. He gives Loogootee the lead for the first time. 4:27 and counting in the first. 3-2. The Lions in front of the Bulldogs. Here's Jones with it. Volleyball line on the right side. Passes it off to the wing to Brown. Up top to Robbins. Now back to Jones left side. Over to Crocker now. Left to the top of the key. Crocker decides to drive. Gets up the shot off the glass and it rattled in.
Nice drive.
Ryland Crocker showing he's more than just a spot-up shooter. 4-3 halfway through the first quarter. Both teams have had the lead now in this contest here early. Foster across midcourt with it. Coach Smith removed the jacket. It is warm in here. I'll grant him that. As Arvin now has it right side. Arvin on the wing with it. Dribbles. Hands it to Walton. He'll take it inside. Throws up a prayer, and he got it to go in over the front of the rim. Wade Walton with his first two. Bulldogs push it ahead. Third lead change. It's Jones with it up top now to DeWitt. Alex holding it right at the top of the key. Gives it up to Nate Brown on the right wing. 3.5 minutes to go in the first. 5 for Loogootee. Here's Brown lining up a 15-footer right elbow. Can't get it to go. It's off the back rim, and Arvin gets the rebound for Loogootee. Paxton Arvin, the 6-foot junior, with the board, gives it to Foster, who walks it across midcourt. Arvin sets a high ball screen for him. Foster takes it to the right wing. Dribbles, kicks it up top to Arvin. Arvin will slide it to the right side now, and he'll kick it to Van Hoy. Van Hoy over to Walton on the left side. Now back up top to Arvin as they run a weave. Back to Foster now. Nate Brown assigned to him in the man-to-man. Foster drives it, kicks it to Van Hoy right side. He'll take it to the paint. Now drives it left, kicks it out to Walton, and he hits a three from the left corner. Wade Walton makes it an 8-4 Loogootee lead. 2:45 and counting first quarter here at Jack Butcher Arena. Here's a pass to Crocker. That jumper left side. He faded. He missed it off the front rim. The rebound to Walton. And a foul is going to be called going back the other way. Ryland missed that from the left wing 15 feet away. He's going to be a holding foul is going to be called on Alex DeWitt of Orleans. Going back the other way as Loogootee got the rebound. That foul on DeWitt will be his first, and that'll be the team's first. Didn't see what happened there. He must have gotten tangled up with somebody.
Yeah, there's been some bumping there about midcourt. I didn't see it. Well,
then Loogootee makes a mistake, although they're not going to pay for it because Van Hoy got lucky. Well, actually, no, it does go to Orleans.
Yeah.
I thought he got lucky there for a minute. Somebody touched it, but Van Hoy not so lucky. That'll be an unforced turnover on the Lions, really the first one they've made tonight.
That was unusual.
I think he was anticipating Foster coming open, and Foster went kind of one way, and Van Hoy decided to throw it where he thought he was going to be.
It just bounced diagonal all the way across the court to the lane and went out of bounds.
Inbound to the Dogs as Jones gets it, gives it to Brown. Nate will drive it down right side. He will draw a foul, and he should be going to the line for 2 shots. There was some contact. Wasn't a lot, but there was some. And the foul will be on Paxton Arvin of Loogootee. That'll be his first and the team's first of the quarter. 2 shots for Nate Brown coming up here. Nate on the season has kind of been up and down a little bit. Been a solid free throw shooter. First free throw on the way. That one rims out on him. He'll have another shot coming up here momentarily. Trying to get Orleans back into this right now. That's really the biggest key. Second free throw. He lies it. He puts it up, and he knocks that in. Kind of been up and down at the stripe this year. 8-5 now as Brown gets his first point of the contest. And now, back the other way with it. And a whistle, a kick ball on the backcourt. And now Loogootee will reset against full court pressure. Wade Walton, the inbound to Paxton Arvin. Back to Walton now. And he will give it over to Van Hoy on the left side. Van Hoy, everybody abandoned him. He threw it to Foster, but DeWitt took it away, and he'll lay it in right side, driving from midcourt on the left side.
That was a nice steal. He anticipated that all the way.
Alex DeWitt makes it 8-7 as we approach 2 minutes to go first quarter. Loogootee up by a single point. Van Hoy to Walton in the backcourt. Now ahead to Foster across the timeline. Foster getting trapped now. Spins out of it. Splits the defenders. Goes to Walton up top to Van Hoy. Left corner 3. In and out. Halfway down. Robbins gets the rebound on the weak side. Right baseline.
Great position that time of Robbins.
And a fortunate break there. Van Hoy had a good look at that, and it just didn't go down. He's a freshman, but he certainly plays more like he's ahead of his years, though.
He sure does.
DeWitt with it. High post, right elbow. Drives it in, and he'll drive into between 2 defenders and draw a foul on the Lions. It'll either be Garcia or Arvin, and it will be Christian Garcia who picks up the foul. That'll be the first on Garcia and the team's second here in the first quarter.
A real nice roll to the basket after he got the ball up high.
They'll get 2 shots here coming up. First one, he eyes it. Alex puts it up and knocks it in. He's been around 69% at the line on the season. And now we'll see if he can get both of these and give Orleans the lead back. 3 lead changes so far. Second free throw up, halfway down, popped out, rolled off the back rim into A.J. Foster's hands under the right side of the basket. So we settle on our first tie of the night at 8 apiece. 1:25 and counting here in the first. Foster across midcourt to Van Hoy. Left side, Van Hoy throws a deflected pass, but Arvin comes down with it, gets it down low, and a layup for Garcia on the left side of the basket. A deflection gone wrong for the Dogs. 1:09 and counting here in the first. Crocker takes it left wing forecourt to Brown, who takes it to the right side of the lane. Goes one-on-one with Foster, forces up a tough shot, couldn't get it to go. Tried to get his own rebound, but he tipped it to Garcia. Less than a minute to go, 58 seconds and counting here in the first quarter. 10-8. Loogootee in front. Van Hoy to the forecourt to Arvin. Right side. Arvin takes it short corner. Got it knocked away, but recovered it. Bounces baseline to Van Hoy. Cross court to Foster, left wing. To Walton. Near the half-court circle, left side. Back right side to Van Hoy with the chest pass. Van Hoy, double team comes. He gets around it. Throws it high post to Walton. Now back out to Foster. Left side volleyball line. Down to 30 seconds, 28 seconds. Foster to Van Hoy, left to right. To the wing to Arvin. Drives it. Pitches it out to Walton on the left wing. Up to Foster. Van Hoy up top. Fakes. Drives. Throws a push shot up. Missed it off the left side of the rim. The rebound down to Crocker underneath. 12 seconds to go. Ryland gives it to Bryce Jones. He'll get it across midcourt. They got to go. 7 seconds. Can't wait to get into your action. You got to get into it now. Jones gets it to Brown. Left corner three is up. It hit the back, the front, hit the front again and wouldn't go in. And that is the end of the first quarter. A scintillating matchup is underway. It is 10-8 Loogootee in front of Orleans at the end of one quarter here from Jack Butcher Arena. You're listening to Orleans Bulldogs basketball here on Gold 98.7 WSEZ.
Kirby Hardware has been helping the residents of Orleans keep their homes and farms running smoothly since 1953. Kirby Hardware carries a full line of GE appliances, hardware items, household items, lawn and garden supplies, paint, and a full line of plumbing, all with the knowledge to get you what you need to do the job right the first time. Kirby Hardware open Monday through Friday, 7 a.m. till 5:30 p.m. and Saturday, 7 till 2. Phone them at 812-865-2510. Kirby Hardware at 206 East Jefferson Street.
Your high-end electronics and gadgets are only as good as your internet service provider. Stop the frustration of slow and unreliable internet service with a call to Orange County Fiber. Call Orange County Fiber and check out their brand new fiber packages that include lightning-fast upload and download speeds for households that stream, game, and surf the internet. Call Orange County Fiber and see the difference fiber can make in your daily life or your business operation. Phone OC Fiber at 812-865-2229. Orange County Fiber, bringing high-speed internet to your community.
Hi, this is John Bender. Since 1931, Bender Lumber has been providing superior service along with quality, innovative building products at fair, competitive prices. In communities throughout southern Indiana, our locations are the primary supplier to residential builders, professional remodelers, as well as do-it-yourselfers who rely on our knowledgeable sales staff to do whatever it takes to proudly serve them.
You're listening to the super hits of the 60s, 70s, and 80s on Gold 98.7 and 1560 WSEZ. Paoli.
Well, Cooper Van Hoy missed a three to start that quarter from the left wing. Orleans has it now. Bryce Jones pulls up for a 12-footer left side. Can't get it to go. Rolled off the back rim, and A.J. Foster is there for the rebound for Loogootee. They'll bring it ahead now. Gets it to Van Hoy right side. He'll take it below the free throw line. Out to Arvin on the left wing. To Will Walton on the left side. He'll drive baseline, lay it up. Can't get it to go against Crocker. Tried to get his own rebound, but he lost it out of bounds. And the Bulldogs will get it back down 10-8, 7:15 to go second quarter here at Loogootee. Along with our statistician and analyst, Greg Deaton. I'm David Deaton with the play-by-play. Glad to have you with us tonight here on Gold 98.7 and 1560 WSEZ. Bryce Jones has it in the front court now. Has it left wing. Top of the key to Crocker for three. Hits it off the back of the rim. Nate Brown flies in to grab the rebound in front of the basket. Here is Jones with it left side. He'll give it up to DeWitt right at the top of the key. Alex looking for Mason Freed, who's in there now. Mason came in for Nolan Robbins during the quarter break. Jones has it right side. Drives it to the left block. Gets the shot up and drew the contact with a foul. Bryce Jones will go to the line for a three-point play the old-fashioned way. Made a really good move there on Arvin, and that's two fouls now on Paxton Arvin of Loogootee. That'll be the team's first of the quarter. 6:44 to go here in the second.
Determined drive there.
Bryce.
Nice little bank shot off there.
He just got a half step on him as Nate Brown checks out. In for him is Nolan Robbins. Looks like the Dogs are going to stick to a short rotation tonight. First free throw and only free throws off the back of the rim for Bryce.
They're just not following from any distance at all right now.
2 out of 5 Orleans here in the early going at the free throw line. Going to have to get that number up and get it up as soon as possible. Foster into the front court, lobs it to Van Hoy, right side against the trap, into the post to Walton. Back out to Van Hoy, up to Foster at the volleyball line. To Walton left side, now to Arvin between the wing and the corner. Baseline to Garcia. Tried to get it out to the right wing to Van Hoy under the basket, but Jones stepped in to steal it. Garcia with the turnover. Now Crocker gets it up top. He'll drive on Arvin with 2 fouls, and he'll lay it in on the right side for his 4th point. Ryland Crocker makes it 12-10. We've had 2 ties and now our 4th lead change of this game. Arvin into the front court with the right side from Van Hoy. Into the corner to Garcia. Garcia bounces to Arvin. He'll take it now in the corner against the trap. Arvin trying to split the defenders. Gets it to Van Hoy along the baseline to Foster mid-range. Up to Garcia, left wing 3. Skims off the right side of the rim, and Jones on that side to get the rebound. Here comes Bryce into the front court now. Top of the key. You know, thought about that shot for just a moment. He's like, nah, better not. 12-10. Orleans in front. Jones has it now right wing. He'll back it out. Coach Bradley wants to get the play call out there. I can't believe he's still wearing his suit jacket, to be honest with you.
It is warm in here tonight.
Coach Smith's even got the sleeves rolled up a little bit right there just to give you an indication. It's a great crowd tonight. DeWitt has it. Free throw line. They're going to call the offensive foul. I don't know about that.
I'm not sure about that.
I think Arvin, first of all, was late. And second of all, so he was still moving. And second of all, Alex did not drop a shoulder or anything, but they're going to get him for a second. That'll be the team's first to the quarter.
He just turned the corner and a little contact. He went in.
Arvin tried to sell that a little bit there, and I guess he did just enough. Van Hoy gets the inbound from Walton. Now over to Arvin on the right side. Back to Walton. Now to Arvin. They still haven't broken it across the timeline. Now Foster gets it at. He's in a triple team. Gets it out of there, but he throws it right to Nolan Robbins, who intercepts it at the right wing. A swarming defense. I don't think we've seen Orleans do that to that level this season.
It sure was effective that time.
So Robbins and Brown back out there with Jones, who drives right side, draws the foul. It's going to be 3 on Paxton Arvin now, and that should send Bryce Jones to the line for 2 shots. Paxton Arvin's going to have to come out of this game. There's no reason to leave him in there with 4:49 to go here in the half, unless you're Dave Smith and you really want to gamble with this right now. 12-10, Orleans in front. Jones to the line for 2 shots. He missed his only attempt before, but that one straight up, straight through the rim and good for his 3rd point of the night to make it 13-10. Largest lead for the Dogs now at 3. Arvin does come out and in, so he'll join the lineup. Loogootee does not have a big team. Second free throw for Jones. That one rimmed halfway down and popped out, and the free throw struggles continue as Coach Smith calls timeout. 4:48 to go, second quarter, 13-10. Orleans in front of Loogootee. You're listening to Orleans Bulldogs basketball in the Sectional 62 semifinals on Gold 98.7 WSEZ.
Orange County REMC offers security systems for your home. Home security systems are available to members and non-members and will provide protection from fire, carbon monoxide, and theft. These systems are continuously monitored, so you will have a peace of mind whether you are at home, work, or vacation. You might even qualify for a discount on your homeowner's premium. Install a security system for as low as $299 with monitoring starting at $29.95 per month with bundle. For more information on these home services, call Orange County REMC at 812-865-2229.
Kirby Hardware has been helping the residents of Orleans keep their homes and farms running smoothly since 1953. Kirby Hardware carries a full line of GE appliances, hardware items, household items, lawn and garden supplies, paint, and a full line of plumbing, all with the knowledge to get you what you need to do the job right the first time. Kirby Hardware open Monday through Friday, 7 a.m. till 5:30 p.m. and Saturday, 7 till 2. Phone them at 812-865-2510. Kirby Hardware at 206 East Jefferson Street.
Out of the timeout, Loogootee comes back out with Wade Walton, A.J. Foster, Christian Garcia, Cooper Van Hoy, and Gunnar Fox. For the Bulldogs, they will have Bryce Jones, Ryland Crocker, Nate Brown, Nolan Robbins, and Mason Freed. Alex DeWitt has 2 fouls. He's on the bench. Garcia has it to the backcourt through a pass that Crocker got hit off his foot, and it hit the side basket that is raised over on this side of the floor in the backcourt. That is on the right side for Loogootee. It hit the backboard, actually, there.
He got a boot on that one.
And he doesn't even play football. He doesn't rugby or football, either one.
He could probably do it well, though.
Van Hoy gets it across to Fox, to Foster, and from right to left, he gives it to Walton, who can't get the three to go down at the back and front rim. Rebound to Mason Freed underneath. And having Freed out there is huge literally in every way because he's the tallest guy on the floor now. Here's Brown with it. Gives it to Jones on the right side along the sideline. Bryce will back it out now near the half-court circle. He'll take it there, pop it to Nate Brown on the left wing. Orleans 13-10 over Loogootee. 4:10 and counting second quarter. Jones has it between the circles. Takes it left, crosses over, gives it up to Crocker up top. Back to Jones above the left corner. He'll take it into the paint. Cut off. Nice job by Fox defensively, but a kick out to Brown. Left corner three. Won't go off the front rim. Robbins there for the weak side rebound. Goes up, got the ball stripped, and I was going to say he should be called for a foul there in all likelihood, and he will be. Gunnar Fox was the one who stripped it away from him there under the basket, and that was a really good play there for Fox. Brown had a good look at it. But the foul will be on Nolan Robbins. That'll be his first, and that'll be the team's second of the quarter. Orleans 13-10, 3:45 and counting here in the second. Garcia gets it to Walton, who gets it to Van Hoy left side in the front court. Back around to Garcia right side. High post to Fox. Out to Foster. Three. Oh, it went that way down. It hit the back of the rim, and then it fell out. And then on the rebound, Brown and Van Hoy contesting on the right side. It could have gone either way, but it went off Cooper Van Hoy, says the official, and that'll send it back to Orleans.
That ball looked like it was going down, but it just popped right out.
We'll give it to Jones. Up to Crocker, left wing three. It is off the mark there. Freed is able to retrieve the rebound in the right corner. Back to Brown, now to Jones. Bryce with it right wing. Bryce will circle around off the Brown screen. He'll take it top of the key. 2:46 and counting now. And here comes Jones. Pulls up 15 feet away left side into a double team. Somehow found Brown underneath. And he got caught under the basket, but Christian Garcia was bumping him there under the basket, and that foul will send Nate Brown to the line for two shots. The foul will be the second on Christian Garcia, team's third of the quarter.
That was a nice pass, and defense panicked and came running in behind him and slammed right into him.
I don't know how Bryce got it there. There were two guys around him, and they were at the right angle for him not to be able to complete that pass as Nate buries the first free throw for his second point.
It's right on target, hitting right the numbers.
That's the skill of Bryce Jones, though.
Yes.
2:40 accounting. Largest lead for Orleans is now 4. Coach Ted.
A high-quality bagged concrete mix. Remember, locally owned and operated Orange County Concrete for all of your concrete and masonry needs. Orange County Concrete in Orleans. Phone 812-865-2425.
2:40 left here in the second quarter at Jack Butcher Arena here in Loogootee. Along with our statistician and analyst, Greg Deaton. I'm David Deaton with the play-by-play. 15-10, Orleans. They've got some breathing room right now. Fortunately, Loogootee's had some shots that have rimmed out. That certainly helped as well. Inbound will come from Walton. They'll throw it to Garcia. Orleans going full court pressure. It looked like a 1-2-1-1 as they get it across now to Garcia, left side. Up top to A.J. Foster in the forecourt. Actually, that wasn't Garcia. That was Gunnar Fox. My apologies for that. Right side with it is Foster, down to the wing. Now Garcia has it. He'll bounce it to Foster 15 feet away. Almost lost it, but he's able to get it in. Turns baseline, goes into two defenders. Somehow muscled that up and got it to go in. That was a heck of a tough shot. Foster finishes it, though. It just skimmed right over the front of the rim. And now Jones is going to be called for a double dribble on the left side of the front court. He hesitated a little bit after getting the dribble. Now Coach Bradley wants a timeout with 2:08 to go here in the second. 15-12, Orleans in front of Loogootee. You're listening to Orleans Bulldogs basketball on Gold 98.7 WSEZ.
Orange County REMC offers security systems for your home. Home security systems are available to members and non-members and will provide protection from fire, carbon monoxide, and theft. These systems are continuously monitored, so you will have a peace of mind whether you are at home, work, or vacation. You might even qualify for a discount on your homeowner's premium. Install a security system for as low as $299 with monitoring starting at $29.95 per month with bundle. For more information on these home services, call Orange County REMC at 812-865-2229.
2:08 left here until halftime at Jack Butcher Arena, the site of Sectional 62 in Class A. Loogootee High School is where we are tonight, as Orleans will be playing defense after the double dribble by Jones. Inbound from Van Hoy to Foster in the backcourt. Foster has it right side, and he will walk it across the timeline. Nate Brown has been assigned to him tonight in the man-to-man for Orleans. Foster with it. Pops it over to Garcia on the left wing. He'll dribble down now toward the arc and now gives it back out to Van Hoy near the half-court circle. Van Hoy slides it to the middle of the floor now. Now he'll cross over left and he'll give it off to Garcia on the right or left side volleyball line, that is. Minute and a half to go here in the second. Garcia dribbles down. He doesn't have his dribble. Goes high post to Gunnar Fox at the top of the key. Now back to Garcia, left corner. Garcia out to the wing now. Goes to Van Hoy at the half-court circle. Got it poked away from behind. Garcia gets to the baseline jumper. Can't get it to go. Rebound run down after the tip. And up ahead with it is Nolan Robbins for Orleans. Nolan hands it off behind him to Brown. Nate will take it across the half-court circle with 1:10 and counting here in the second quarter. Brown fakes the pass right, doesn't have his dribble. Garcia comes out to guard him. Now Jones finally gets it between the sideline and the timeline on the right. Down to the wing now to Nate Brown. Less than a minute to go. Robbins with it. It's too hard off the back. If the Dogs hold, they'll definitely hold for the last shot here.
Orleans has just gradually tightened down their defense tighter and tighter this whole quarter, and it's starting to affect Loogootee.
Crocker with it, right side. Goes over to Brown on the left, up top to Freed. Now to Brown, drives it right side, gets by his defender, lays it in off the back rim to close out the second quarter of play.
What a drive.
The black and red clad Bulldog fans rise to their feet to show their appreciation for their Bulldogs, who are going into the locker room leading 20-12 here in the second semifinal game at Jack Butcher Arena. Loogootee. We'll have first half analysis for our, and if we love the area as well. We'll go back and talk a little bit about game one tonight with North Davies and Bar Reeve. All of that coming up on the other side of the ring here from Jack Butcher Arena, where the Bulldogs lead Loogootee 20-12. You're listening to Orleans Bulldog basketball on Gold 98.7 WSEZ.
Your high-end electronics and gadgets are only as good as your internet service provider. Stop the frustration of slow and unreliable internet service. Orange County Fiber and check out their brand new fiber packages that include lightning-fast upload and download speeds for households that stream, game, and surf the internet. Call Orange County Fiber and see the difference fiber can make in your daily life or your business operation. Phone OC Fiber at 812-865-2229. Orange County
provide superior service along with quality, innovative building products at fair, competitive prices. In communities throughout southern Indiana, our locations are the primary supplier to residential builders, professional remodelers, as well as do-it-yourselfers who rely on our knowledgeable sales staff to do whatever it takes to proudly serve them and to get the job done. So here's to the first 90 years of local people serving local needs at Bender Lumber.
Halftime here at Jack Butcher Arena on the campus of Loogootee High School here in the city of Loogootee. A great crowd out tonight, especially in game one where the place was virtually packed all the way to the rafters. The crowds have thinned a little bit since game one. A lot of the Bar Reeve fans left after game one because their team came up short against North Davies, and a shocker, really, just by the margin of victory. It was a 1-point game in Bar Reeve's favor in the regular season. This one was a 17-point win for North Davies. The Cougars win at 48-31. They really got ahead there at the end of the first quarter and then just kind of inched the lead further and further ahead. They were up 11-7 at the end of one. They led 24-11 at halftime, just kept building that lead all the way into the second half. I think they almost led by 20 there at one point on the Vikings. Might have gotten the lead to 18 or 19. But the good news for the Cougars was Bar Reeve never really showed any sign of coming back into the contest. And so North Davies awaits the winner of this game and tomorrow night's second semifinal game. And that'll be played here at Jack Butcher Arena. That will be a 7 o'clock tip-off. If you'd like to come out and watch that game, certainly are encouraged to do so. But if you can't make it, then we'll also have the broadcast for you here on Gold 98.7 WSEZ. Granted that Orleans is able to continue to play up to the level they have so far through one half. The Bulldogs up 20-12 here at halftime. Along with our statistician and analyst, Greg Deaton, I'm David Deaton with the play-by-play story. Glad to have you with us tonight here on Gold 98.7 WSEZ. Let's take a look at the first half scoring and shooting for both teams. And we will start with the Loogootee Lions, who are not getting a lot of offense right now. Wade Walton and A.J. Foster are actually the leading scorers so far in this first half of play for the Lions. And both of them have 5 points. Walton scored all 5 of his in the first quarter, got a drive to the basket that went in, made a three-pointer as well. Foster buried a 3 there in the first quarter, and then in the second quarter, he squeezed in a basket between 2 Orleans defenders just softly over the front of the rim. So Walton and Foster both have 5 points so far for the Lions. Christian Garcia has a basket for 2 that he got in the first quarter. So that's all the scoring Loogootee has done so far. Cooper Van Hoy, Paxton Arvin, and Will Lyon have all participated but have not scored yet for Loogootee. The Lions were 4 of 9 shooting in the first quarter, 1 of 8, however, in the second quarter. They go 5 of 17 in that first half, shooting the basketball, 29%. They were 2 of 3 from behind the arc in the first quarter, 0 for 5, although they had a couple that rimmed out on them in the second quarter, so they're 2 out of 8 from behind the arc, 25%. The Lions have yet to get to the free throw line tonight here on their home floor in Sectional 62. As for the Orleans Bulldogs so far in this first half, leading the way in scoring, let's see here. For some reason, I messed up the math here. There we go. Let's see, 5 plus 2. There we go. So 7. Ryland Crocker is the leading scorer at halftime for the Bulldogs. He has 7 points to his credit so far in this first half of play. And Crocker making a 2 there on a drive in the first quarter. Got another drive there in the second quarter for 2 more. So Crocker then also got a 3-pointer there before the end of the quarter. So Crocker has 7. He leads the Bulldogs in scoring thus far. Sorry about that. Now, as for the rest of the team, I think Nate Brown made both of his free throws there at that one point, so that's where I'm messing up. If I had the math all wrong there, but we'll say that he's got both free throws, so he's got 5 points so far.
He did. He made those last 2.
Yeah, there in the second quarter. He was 1 of 2 in the first quarter. He got another basket on a drive there in the second right before halftime. Nate's got 5. And then you got Bryce Jones, who were actually only 3 out of 10 in the first quarter, but they improved to 4 of 8 in the second quarter. And in total, 7 of 18 from the floor, a solid 39% in that first half of play. As far as three-point shooting goes, the Dogs were 0 for 2 in the first quarter, improved to 1 of 4 in the second. So far, they're 1 out of 6 from long distance, 17%. And because of Brown making that free throw, they're both free throws there in the second quarter, they're actually 5 out of 9 for 56% in that first half of play from the free throw line. It was 10-8 Loogootee at the end of the first, but Orleans clamped down on the Lions in that second quarter, 12-2 to take that 20-12 lead. Very similar to the first meeting between the two teams. Loogootee led 11-6 at the end of the first quarter at the Doghouse on February 6th, but Orleans rallied with an 11-0 second quarter. They led by 8 and never looked back again the rest of the night. They're looking for a repeat performance. The Paxton Arvin and Wade Walton on rebound apiece, as did Gunnar Fox, who came off the bench with Arvin's foul trouble. For the Bulldogs, 13 rebounds, 4 of those on the offensive glass. Nolan Robbins is the leader in rebounding with 5 so far, 1 offensive rebound. Ryland Crocker and Mason Freed both had 2 rebounds. Each got an offensive rebound as well. Alex DeWitt had 2 rebounds in that first half. Nate Brown got an offensive rebound, and Bryce Jones with a board as well. 1 turnover for the Bulldogs, 6 for Loogootee. That is definitely a difference maker there. 3 assists on 5 made baskets. Cooper Van Hoy had 2 assists in the first half. Paxton Arvin had 1, and the Dogs only had 2 assists on 7 made shots. Jones and Crocker each had 1 for Orleans in the first half to make it 20-12 here at halftime inside Jack Butcher Arena in the Sectional 62 semifinals. We'll head to the third quarter after this break. You're listening to Orleans Bulldogs basketball here on Gold 98.7 WSEZ.
Kirby Hardware has been helping the residents of Orleans keep their homes and farms running smoothly since 1953. Kirby Hardware carries a full line of GE appliances, hardware items, household items, lawn and garden supplies, paint, and a full line of plumbing, all with the knowledge to get you what you need to do the job right the first time. Kirby Hardware open Monday through Friday, 7 a.m. till 5:30 p.m. and Saturday, 7 till 2. Phone them at 812-865-2510. Kirby Hardware at 206 East Jefferson Street.
Time for a visit to locally owned and operated Orange County Concrete. They have everything you need to get your driveway, walkways, and other landscaping-related needs back in shape. They are a ready-mix concrete company, supplying concrete blocks and masonry supplies, as well as reinforced gravel, and for the small jobs, they even sell high-quality bagged concrete mix. Remember, locally owned and operated Orange County Concrete.
In with the old gold and black trim. Bryce Jones off the inbound, brings it across midcourt, has it between the circles, pulls up to the top of the key, backs it out, now gets it out to Nate Brown, right wing, straight away to Jones, takes the pass, pulls up, left elbow jumper, bingo for Bryce Jones, his second field goal of the night, and his fifth point.
That was a pretty shot.
22-12, the lead is 10 for Orleans. This pressure has really affected Loogootee. They just haven't really been able to break it that easily. And speaking of which, there's Van Hoy throwing it to Garcia or Arvin in the front court. Brown steals it. Gets it to Bryce Jones. It has been effective, though. It's really thrown Loogootee's rhythm off.
Very effective. They just kept getting a little tighter with it, and they're just strangling them down right now.
Reaching at top of the key from the right. Goes left side to Brown. He drives. Nice pitch inside to DeWitt. Missed the little hip shot. Tried to get his rebound. He did. Gave it up to Brown, left side of the lane. Out to Jones, top of the key. Crocker three. He missed it off the front back rim, but a foul was called on the rebound, and I think Van Hoy pushed Nate Brown as he was trying to go get that board. First of all, that was a missed opportunity at quarter, and Bryce will take it back out beyond. They'll have to start putting some pressure on Orleans at some point if they can't get into this deficit. Jones to Brown, takes it into the lane from the left side, and that's going to be a touch foul on Loogootee. I think it's a hand check. Might be on Van Hoy again. It is. That'll be 2 on Van Hoy. I saw the official signal. That's why I knew that.
Yeah, I didn't really see a whole lot there, but there, okay.
It was truly as light a hand check foul as I think you could call. That's 2 on Van Hoy. Darker to Jones, right side volleyball line. High post to Brown. Takes it down to the right short corner. He'll back it out to the corner now. Tries to skip it to Jones. Good adjustment on that pass. Bryce gets it to the free throw line for a jumper. Flangs it off the back of the rim. And the rebound to A.J. Foster. Foster with it up the right side. Drives it into the paint. Tough shot. Got it right over Crocker. That was a good move from Foster.
Good drive.
And he makes it 22-14. Up ahead to win with a layup on the right side.
Quick pass.
Tic-tac-toe on that one. 24-4.
Got 3 steps.
And Foster would have blown by him had he not done that.
That's
so
true.
Actually, one of those situations where it's actually not a bad foul.
No. He had a full head of steam, that's for sure.
Van Hoy inbounds it to Walton between the circles. Right side to Van Hoy at the half-court circle to Arvin up top to Garcia right at the top of the key. Van Hoy comes back to get it, takes it right wing. Out to Arvin now for a left wing three, and he rims it in. Paxton Arvin didn't even take a shot in the first half. He had 3 fouls he was trying to contend with. He gets his first points of the night on that 3. 24-17, 5:20 and counting here in the third. Jones with it. Gives the top of the key to Brown from the right. Back to Bryce above the right corner. Back top of the key. Drops it off for Robbins on the left wing. Nolan drives inside, gets by Foster, and lays it in off the glass right in front of the rim.
They look easy.
Nolan Robbins is a really good driver if he can get a little space. Nolan's not a scorer by any means, but anything Orleans can get from him will certainly be welcome. Foster has it in the front court up top. Goes over to Walton left side. To Van Hoy on the right side volleyball line. Down to Arvin on the wing. Arvin drives by between the circles. The fourth O of Loogootee, I should say. And it'll stay with the Dogs. Bryce had the right idea. Arvin stepped in, though, and he was mad at himself for not catching that. Here is an inbound to Jones up top to Crocker, and he buries a 3 from the right wing. Well,
good quick pass, right on target.
Safe to say Ryland has found his shooting eye again after that 3 he made in the second quarter.
He's made 2 threes in a row, and he shot.
Foster to Garcia, top of the key right side. Back left side, over to Foster, who comes to get it. Foster has it right side now. DeWitt one-on-one on the switch. Foster takes him. What a move.
Foster's determined to make this thing a game.
And A.J. Foster cuts it to 8. Timeout, Loogootee. 3:46 to go, third quarter. Orleans ahead, 29-21. You're listening to Orleans Bulldogs basketball on Gold 98.7 WSEZ.
Kirby Hardware has been helping the residents of Orleans keep their homes and farms running smoothly since 1953. Kirby Hardware carries a full line of GE appliances, hardware items, household items, lawn and garden supplies, paint, and a full line of plumbing, all with the knowledge to get you what you need to do the job right the first time. Kirby Hardware open Monday through Friday, 7 a.m. till 5:30 p.m. and Saturday, 7 till 2. Phone them at 812-865-2510. Kirby Hardware at 206 East Jefferson Street.
Loogootee calling the timeout. 3:46 to go here in the third quarter. 29-21 in favor of Orleans as A.J. Foster just got his 9th point of the contest with that drive. Foster, I think, starting to figure out he might have to take this game into his hands to get Loogootee back in it.
He should put him on his back here the last few plays.
He and Arvin have all the points in the quarter, all 9 of them, in fact, for the Lions. Here is Jones with it. Left side, takes it up top, tosses it out to Brown right wing. Now back out to Jones at the volleyball line. To Robbins above the corner. Back out to Jones up top. Rice takes it left elbow, steps back. Kicks it over to DeWitt, top of the key. Alex dribbles. Lost his dribble. Still got it between defenders. Got it off the back rim and got it to go in.
All he's got to get is a half step, and he's gone.
Well, Grandma and Grandpa will sure like that shot. We met Grandma earlier. She had her stadium seats with her.
Yeah.
And she couldn't find a seat, so she's like, can I leave these with you? And we were like, yeah, no problem. Garcia with it, left elbow. Gets it out left wing to Arvin. He'll take it to the top of the key. Pops it over to Wade Walton on the right side volleyball line. Back up top to Arvin. Takes it right. Hands it off to Foster. Foster between the circles. Will take it left side with 2:44 and counting in the third. He takes it left. Kicks it out to Cooper Van Hoy in the corner. Van Hoy drives in. Might have gotten away with steps. No, he didn't.
He did better.
Well, what happened was he got stuck between 2 defenders there in the paint, between the free throw line and that back volleyball line. The front foot was where it was supposed to be, but then the back foot came behind it and caused the front foot to move too.
He had to shift or he was going to fall.
A little icky shuffle like there.
Yes.
Here's Jones over to Brown, top of the key. Back to Bryce, left elbow. Bryce didn't know there was a defender behind him. Lost it falling down. Foster has it. He's going to try to run out with it, but the Dogs get back well. Foster dribbles into the right corner. He lost it to Ryland Crocker. He dribbled it off his foot, and now the Dogs have it the other way. Brown with it right side. Takes it into the paint. Turns. Gets it out to Crocker on the wing. Takes it free throw line out to Jones, left wing. Spots up for the jumper. And a wedgie on the right side of the basket from the left wing. It got stuck.
That's even more rare to go over the basket and then.
Well, Mason Freed kind of had to cheat a little bit. He had to grab the front of the rim, even though he's 6'6". He had to grab the front of the rim to go get the ball on the right side. But that was a great effort there in and of itself.
I think that's the third one we've seen this year in ball games, and that one was unusual because it went over the basket and wedged on the far side.
On the near side in this instance,
yes.
From the left wing, I think that was a 2 for Bryce. I think he had a foot on the line there. So it was a long 2 there as Van Hoy brings it across the timeline. He's stuck in a trap, throws it across the floor. Dangerous pass, but Arvin goes to get it. Jones pokes it away from behind, doing the Carter Allen method, and he gets it up ahead from Freed. Bryce has it at the free throw line, backs it out, trap. He just got fouled twice. Arvin takes it away, throws it to Van Hoy. He fakes. He'll lay it up and in right side of the basket for his first points of the night. I thought Bryce got bumped there twice, but the official let it go for some reason.
That was a little unusual.
1:22 and counting in the third. Brown gets it from Bryce there on the left side. Nate will take it between the circles. He'll bounce it to DeWitt, left wing. Coach Bradley wants timeout, and DeWitt's jumper lift out right after he called the timeout. 1:16 to go third quarter. 31-23. Orleans in front of Loogootee. You're listening to Orleans Bulldogs basketball on Gold 98.7 WSEZ.
Kirby Hardware has been helping the residents of Orleans keep their homes and farms running smoothly since 1953. Kirby Hardware carries a full line of GE appliances, hardware items, household items, lawn and garden supplies, paint, and a full line of plumbing, all with the knowledge to get you what you need to do the job right the first time. Kirby Hardware open Monday through Friday, 7 a.m. till 5:30 p.m. and Saturday, 7 till 2. Phone them at 812-865-2510. Kirby Hardware at 206 East Jefferson Street.
Your high-end electronics and gadgets are only as good as your internet service provider. Stop the frustration of slow and unreliable internet service with a call to Orange County Fiber. Call Orange County Fiber and check out their brand new fiber packages that include lightning-fast upload and download speeds for households that stream, game, and surf the internet. Call Orange County Fiber and see the difference fiber can make in your daily life or your business operation. Phone OC Fiber at 812-865-2229. Orange County Fiber, bringing high-speed internet to your community.
1:16 to go in the third quarter here at Jack Butcher Arena in Loogootee. The semifinals of Section 62 in Class A. Orleans leading Loogootee 31-23. The winner will get North Davies tomorrow night, and they'll be in the championship at 7 o'clock here in Loogootee. The inbound comes to Bryce Jones on the right short corner from Nate Brown from the left baseline. Bryce the volley all up in the half for Turco. Dribble left, down the top of the arc, back in Jones. Jones with right side of the court, Purple and Hennig. Bryce will dribble left. Now he'll pass it off the ground. Has the ball, and Brown side gets down with a free head fake, lays it up and in from the side. Mason got it.
Good hit fake. Got his
guard block and got the hop. The big fella. Here's Walton with it in the front court right side, down to Van Hoy on the wing. Van Hoy dribbles out, gives it to Arvin up to the left. Back to Foster through Van Hoy now, above the right corner. Foster dribbles, gives it up top. Van Hoy, straightaway three, rimmed in and out. Rebound tipped back, and DeWitt comes down with it. That's the first time Loogootee has missed a shot attempt here in the third quarter. They've scored 11 in the quarter. They had 12 the entire first half. Jones with it. He's stuck. A lot of them are gone. He gets fouled anyway, so he ends up getting the compromise there. I think Wade Walton will be called for this foul. He and Gunnar Fox were after him there. That foul on Walton, his first, team's third of the quarter. Fox is back in there for Loogootee, out with Garcia. Here is a drive for Crocker. Gets it to Wazer. Bryce Jones with a tray. He's got 8. And the Dogs will go to the third or the final quarter of play with a big lead, 36-23 here at Gold 98.7 WSEG.
Hi, this is John Bender. Since 1990, superior service along with quality, innovative building products at fair, competitive prices. In communities throughout southern Indiana, our locations are the primary supplier to residential buildings. Proudly serve them and to get the job done. So here's to the first 90 years of local people serving local needs at Bender Lumber.
Orange County REMC offers security systems for your home. Home security systems are available to members and non-members and will provide protection from fire, carbon monoxide, and theft. These systems are continuously monitored, so you will have a peace of mind whether you are at home, work, or vacation. You might even qualify for a discount on your homeowner's premium. Install a security system for as low as $299 with monitoring, starting at $29.95 per month with bundle. For more information on these home services, call Orange County REMC at 812-865-2229.
Kirby Hardware has been helping the residents of Orleans keep their homes and farms running smoothly since 1953. Kirby Hardware carries a full line of GE appliances, hardware items, household items, lawn and garden supplies, paint, and a full line of plumbing, all with the knowledge to get you what you need to do the job right the first time. Kirby Hardware open Monday through Friday, 7 a.m. till 5:30 p.m. and Saturday, 7 till 2. Phone them at 812-865-2510. Kirby Hardware at 206 East Jefferson Street.
My apologies for that. This couldn't get the second break stopped, so we ended up running a bonus break, but Orleans hasn't really done much yet, so that's the good news as Jones holds it out front, goes over to Nate Brown with it on the right wing.
Being very patient with the ball.
And they're just trying to make sure that Loogootee can't get on a run here, down by 13. 36-23, Orleans in front here at Jack Butcher Arena, the biggest lead they've had all night. Brown gets under the basket, gets it to Mason Freed left side. He lets the defender go by, and he lays it in for his fourth point.
That was a nice pass. Got him in there. Everybody went to him, and he just turned around and dropped it off for three.
This team has just become so much fun to watch here late in the season. They're really working well together. They know where everybody is. They're paying attention to the game plan, and they're doing just a fantastic job. And, yes, this Loogootee crowd is in silence. They're kind of shocked, I think, a little bit at how far away it's gotten. Arvin driving right side, got it poked away. Bryce Jones steals it. It is all Orleans right now. And I don't know that Loogotee's got an answer for them either, the way it's going at this point.
Not at this point. Orleans is playing very controlled and very smart.
And for Loogootee to get back in it, they're going to have to play out of character, too. And that's not what Dave Smith wanted. He needed to have this game be close or be in the lead. DeWitt gets it from Brown as they work it around at the right elbow. DeWitt goes by into Arvin. Can't get the shot to roll in. Great block out there from Garcia. And the rebound to Foster, I believe. Foster brings it inside, lay it up, got it over the front of the rim. Count it with 6:11 to go here in the fourth quarter, and A.J. Foster's got 11.
Foster refuses to go away. He's doing most of the scoring right now.
The Orleans student section chanting horrible, which compared to what you hear at the college game sometimes, that is a mild word.
Yes.
And that's the only one they're permitted to say, because we also should remind you this is a family show, too.
Yes, it is.
6:11 here in the fourth quarter. I tell the players that sometimes when we do interviews with them, but we've never had a problem with it. And it's because we got good kids to talk to.
Yes, we got great kids.
And Robbins getting the rebound off of the miss that went off the heel of the rim as Crocker controls it to the front court. He takes it from right to left, gives it off to Bryce Jones. High post to DeWitt, just below the top of the key. Gives it off to Crocker, but a reach-in is going to be called, I think, on Arvin or Walton. I think this will go on Walton, and it will. Wade Walton will pick up his second. That'll be the team's first of the quarter. 5:57 to go here in the fourth. 38-25, Orleans. Garcia had to come out. He must have gotten knocked into the gut or somewhere around there, as Gunnar Fox is back in there. He joins the lineup of Arvin, Walton, as well as Van Hoy. And then as DeWitt gets the inbound pass, he gets bumped on the right block. Alex is fearless in there. No question about it. Foul will be on Gunnar Fox. That'll be his first, team second of the quarter.
Set play. He rolled right down inside, popped out. Got the ball.
I think we ran that play on the C team, and I played for Michael Cooper, actually.
Oh, wow.
So Crocker got it inbound to DeWitt. He gave it right back to Ryland in the right corner. Alex caught it and then turned around, and then was it Fox that grabbed it, or was it Walton?
He was off the ground, came and grabbed it as he was off the ground, and then they both fell to the floor.
And Alex thought he got fouled. And then Robbins is going to get called. That was obvious there. Nolan didn't need to do that. He threw the chicken wing out on Gunnar Fox, who was rolling to the basket off of a screen. That foul on Nolan will be his second. I think that was frustration from Nolan.
They got to get their composure back quick and just play the game.
Still 5:45 to go, even though it's a 13-point lead. That is a lot of time left. Inbound to Walton from Van Hoy, right side. Van Hoy gets it right back at the volleyball line. He will dribble around toward the middle, stops, and then gives it over to Walton. Right wing extended. High post or top of the key down to Fox. Over to Arvin, left at the top of the key. Arvin looking inside, gives it to Walton now on the wing. Back out to Arvin again. Arvin dribbles down, hands it off to Walton. Gives it back to Arvin, left corner. He'll drive in. He was out of control. He looked like he might have traveled, but the ball got poked away from him out of bounds. Under the basket, it'll stay with Loogootee. I think Bryce got a piece of that one.
He made a couple of little shuffle moves in there with his feet, and it looked like he traveled.
Inbound bounce to Foster in the left corner. He'll fake. Nice spin move inside, and what a shot over Mason Freed. A.J. Foster going left baseline, gets his 13th point. He is really good.
He is.
Man.
He was in the air. He was up.
I tell you, there's some teams around that if they had him on their team, they would be instantly better with him.
Yeah. He's an excellent basketball player.
He's clearly the best player on this team. Here's Crocker driving right side. He gets tripped, and that will be a foul, and Ryland a little slow to get up. He's got to be – there's a lot of checking that's been going on out here. That'll be the second foul on Gunnar Fox. That'll be the third on the Lions here in the quarter.
A lot of hands on jerseys.
And now the Dogs will inbound. Mason Freed is out. Back in for him is Nate Brown. Excuse me, it's got a little bit of congestion trying to deal with getting the nose out, cleared out there. As DeWitt gets the inbound, takes it in, lays it up and in right over the front of the rim. I guess you could say that was kind of a floater there.
Yep.
40-27. Alex has 9 on the contest. Yep, he does. 6 in the second half. 4.5 minutes to go here in the fourth. Van Hoy has it ahead with Orleans up 40-27. 4.5 minutes to go here in the fourth. Arvin has it left side now off the ball movement. Over to Walton on the right. Down to the corner to Foster. A.J. Foster, jab steps. Now he'll back it up the sideline to the Jack Butcher Arena logo. He'll dribble, kicks it up top to Van Hoy, gets it inside, throws it baseline to Arvin. Arvin backs it out beyond the right perimeter now, and out to A.J. Foster at the volleyball line. Foster will dribble, pull up for a long three. That high arcer won't go off the front rim, hit the back, and DeWitt with the rebound. And then ball poked away from Alex, and apparently it went off of him out of bounds. I didn't see it. I looked down for a second, and Loogootee will get it back. 4:03 to go here in the fourth. Still Orleans up by 13. The inbound will come from the right corner. Van Hoy gets it out to Walton on the wing. Back to the corner to Van Hoy. Still on the right side. Dribbles around. Lost it. And you got to be kidding me. Bryce Jones going to get called for really what was a tic-tac foul there.
Yeah. And it was late.
That'll be a foul on Bryce. That's going to be his first. Team's third of the quarter here on the Dogs with 3:57 to go.
He knocked the ball loose. It was on the ground. And next thing you know, on a foul.
Same thing happened to him on the other end. Nothing. So no consistency, which is all you want here. Foster with it, drives it into the lane. What a determined move, but he couldn't get it to go. Missed it off the left side of the rim. Fox gets the rebound, gives it up to Van Hoy. His shot rolls off the back rim, out to Foster, straight away for three, and he splashed it in. Foster got that to go in somehow. And a timeout called by Loogootee with a 10-point lead now for Orleans. 3:37 to go, fourth quarter, 40-30. Bulldogs in front of Loogootee. You're listening to Orleans Bulldogs basketball on Gold 98.7 WSEZ.
Time for a visit to locally owned and operated Orange County Concrete. They have everything you need to get your driveway, walkways, and other landscaping-related needs back in shape. They are a ready-mix concrete company, supplying concrete blocks and masonry supplies, as well as reinforcing steel, river gravel, and for the small jobs, they even sell high-quality bagged concrete mix. Remember, locally owned and operated Orange County Concrete for all of your concrete and masonry needs. Orange County Concrete in Orleans. Phone 812-865-2425.
Orange County REMC offers security systems for your home. Home security systems are available to members and non-members and will provide protection from fire, carbon monoxide, and theft. These systems are continuously monitored, so you will have a peace of mind whether you are at home, work, or vacation. You might even qualify for a discount on your homeowner's premium. Install a security system for as low as $299 with monitoring, starting at $29.95 per month with bundle. For more information on these home services, call Orange County REMC at 812-865-2229.
Orleans has gone on Loogootee has gone on a 7-2 run here over the last couple minutes in the fourth quarter. They have trimmed the deficit back to 40-30 with 3:37 to go here in the fourth quarter from Jack Butcher Arena, along with our statistician and analyst, Greg Deaton. I'm David Deaton with the play-by-play. The inbound to Bryce Jones. He'll throw it over to Nate Brown, who will bring it across the timeline. Top of the key, front court to Jones. Back over to Robbins on the left wing. Out to Jones, now right side to Brown. Brown stops, hesitates. Now he'll float it over to Jones' left side, parallel to the spike line. He'll dribble down now, gives it into the corner to Robbins. Robbins gets it out of there. Nice pass across the court to Crocker, and he whirls the three from the right wing.
Nice shot.
13 for Crocker. That was a big shot for the Dogs. They hadn't scored for a while, so they needed that.
Very calm.
Van Hoy, he's done that, I don't know, a few hundred times at least, we'll say. Fox has it left wing straight away to Arvin. Arvin high post to Foster, left elbow. Foster turns on Nolan Robbins. He'll fire up a tough shot, air ball, but the rebound underneath, and it's stripped away from Paxton Arvin.
That ball was popped out of there like he passed it with his hands.
Whoever got behind him got all ball on that. Well done. Pass from Jones down to the short corner to DeWitt, straight away to Brown. Nobody there to guard him, and he'll just walk in for the right-hand layup. That's 7 for Nate, 45-30. That equals the biggest lead Orleans has had. 2:20 and counting here in the fourth. Van Hoy controls it to the front court right side, straight away to Arvin. He'll line up a three, and he buries it.
Nice shot.
Paxton Arvin's got 8 now, and the lead is back down to 12. Inbound will come to Nate Brown in the backcourt. Brown going to have to deal with Foster. Foster fouls him as he tries to poke the ball away. And that foul on A.J. Foster will be his first, and that'll be the team's fourth of the quarter. No more fouls for Loogootee to give. The next one will put the Bulldogs into the double bonus with 2:03 to go here in the final frame. The inbound will come from Crocker in the backcourt. He'll get it into Bryce Jones on Orleans' right side. Jones will have to bring it back across the midcourt stripe, and he does just that. He'll get by Foster, but then Foster steps in front of him, and he bumped him. That'll be a foul on A.J. Foster, his second, team's fifth. 2 shots coming up for Bryce Jones at the free throw line. The Bulldogs have yet to step to the stripe here in the second half. They were 5 of 9 in that first half of play. And Bryce will get an opportunity for 2 shots here. The starting 5 out there for Orleans: Jones, Crocker, Brown, Robbins, and DeWitt. First free throw for Bryce, straight up. And at the front rim, back rim, then rolled to the front and hung there for a split second before it fell off. So Bryce will have another one coming up. Loogootee has Cooper Van Hoy, Gunnar Fox, A.J. Foster, along with Paxton Arvin and also Wade Walton. Second free throw is right down the hatch for Jones. He's got 9. 46-33 now the score as Orleans has pushed it up to 13 now on Loogootee for the second or third time tonight.
And pressure there.
Van Hoy slipping the trap. Got it to Walton, down to Fox, who almost traveled with it. Out to Walton, then to Van Hoy. His 3 right wing won't go. That is a flat-out foul. And Gunnar Fox got Bryce Jones in the face. He knew he was there.
Yeah.
And that was a dangerous play.
Really?
And I'm not trying to say Gunnar Fox is any certain kind of player, but that was an awful play by Fox. He did not need to do that. He's going to pick up his 3rd personal. That should be 2 shots going the other way for Bryce Jones.
That was a rolling headlock. Literally.
Yeah, it was. He should have known Bryce was there. There's no way he had no idea that somebody was there.
That had to hurt some.
I bet it did. Bryce was kind of like trying to shake it off, like, what just happened? I think he was more stunned than anything else.
That was crazy.
I've never seen that. I don't know Gunnar Fox from anybody. I hope that is not something that normally happens with him, and hopefully we don't see that again the rest of the night from either team. Jones will step back to the line for 2 shots. 1:36 to go. Bulldogs up 13. First one up, straight up and in. Bryce is looking a little more comfortable. He's kind of got a little bit of a different shot. It's not fluid necessarily. It's got a high arc to it, but it works for him, though.
Very high arc, smooth.
And being 6'1" helps on that front, too. Second free throw is good for his 11th point. 48-33, minute and a half to go, fourth quarter. Lions working up against the token pressure across the timeline. Arvin, left side, gives it up top to A.J. Foster. Foster will back it out to the volleyball line to Arvin, left corner, takes it baseline, drives, throws it up off the side rim, left it short, rebound to Alex DeWitt. It's going to be Orleans in the championship tomorrow night. The final minute and 8 seconds ticking off here. North Davies will be the opponent on the other side. And that sets up tomorrow night's title tilt here in Sectional 62 at Jack Butcher Arena. Orleans goes to their delay game. Crocker has it left side off the ball movement, gives it up to Jones on the volleyball line. He'll take it right side. Jones will blow by Arvin. Layup, can't get it, but he drew the foul. Wow. He slid right into the mascot, under the basket, and right into a fan as well. And now This Is Our House chants coming from the Orleans cheer block with 50 seconds to go. 24. Paxton Arvin picks up the foul. That's his 4th. 2 shots for Bryce Jones.
He couldn't have got a softer landing than where he landed into the mascot.
Yeah, that's for sure.
That mascot uniform there, pretty soft.
First free throw did not go for Bryce. Subs coming in. Alex DeWitt and Nolan Robbins checking out as Kagan Russell and Jimmy Sanders check in. A well-deserved round of applause for Nolan and Alex both. With 50 seconds left, second free throw. That one's good. He goes 1 of 2 that trip, has 12 points, and the lead is now 16, the largest it's been tonight. 45 seconds and counting. Van Hoy skips it to Walton, right to left into the front court. Walton got it poked away. Jones knocked it away from him, left wing from behind under the basket. It will stay with Loogootee. Some of the Loogootee students are starting to file for the exits now. Most of that will do it. Orleans will play for a title tomorrow night as they knock out the host, Loogootee Lions, 49-33 here inside Jack Butcher Arena on the campus of Loogootee High School here in the city of Loogootee. Coming up on the other side of the break, we'll have final stats and analysis as we take you to our WSEZ postgame show. We'll also have a talk with head coach Tom Bradley of Orleans as well.
Do-it-yourselfers who rely on our knowledgeable sales staff to do whatever it takes to proudly serve them and to get the job done. So here's to the first 90 years of local people serving local needs at Bender Lumber.
Kirby Hardware has been helping the residents of Orleans keep their homes and farms running smoothly since 1953. Kirby Hardware carries a full line of GE appliances, hardware items, household items, lawn and garden supplies, paint, and a full line of plumbing, all with the knowledge to get you what you need to do the job right the first time. Kirby Hardware open Monday through Friday, 7 a.m. till 5:30 p.m. and Saturday, 7 till 2. Phone them at 812-865-2510. Kirby Hardware at 206 East Jefferson Street.
Well, the Orleans Bulldogs control the second half, especially the last quarter and a half, or really the last, I guess you could say, 10 minutes of game time here at Jack Butcher Arena in Loogootee. And with a big shot there at the buzzer at the end of the third quarter, Bryce Jones expanded a 10-point lead to 13 at 36-23, and that certainly was the catalyst for Orleans to finish this one off. That I saw, I'll have to double check it to confirm it for sure, but as I saw it yesterday, this will be the first time ever that North Davies and Orleans will play each other in the postseason, and they're going to play each other for a championship, and now the boys will get their opportunity to square off with one another as the two teams will go for a sectional title. North Davies trying to win their first in the sectional title. Bulldogs will try to do that tomorrow night when they will face the North Davies Cougars for the sectional title here at Loogootee. Along with our statistician and analyst, Greg Deaton, I'm David Deaton with the play-by-play story. We thank you for tuning in tonight here on Gold 98.7 WSEZ. Online at WSEZ987.com, as well as on your Alexa device. Just say, Alexa, listen to Gold 98.7 WSEZ. A great crowd got to witness two games that were actually more lopsided than expected coming into this, at least by most people's projections. The John Harrell projections were actually pretty spot on as far as the margin of victory, but it was the opposite way in game one. Bar Reeve was expected to win handily, and then North Davies went out there and won 48-31 in the first of two games tonight. And then in the second game, it was Orleans beating Loogootee, that is, 49-33. So that sets us up for the championship in a game tonight that had two ties and four lead changes. Let's go through tonight's scoring. First for Loogootee, A.J. Foster was fairly quiet in the first half with 5 points. He took matters into his own hands there in the second half, got a couple of baskets driving to the rim there. In the second half, he had 8 points, 5 in the third quarter on a 3 and a 2. Harvin then made another 3 there in the fourth quarter. That got him to 8. Wade Walton had 5 points, all of that in the first quarter on a 2 and a 3. And then Cooper Van Hoy with a 2-point basket there in the third quarter on a runner. Christian Garcia also got 2 points tonight. He got a basket way back in the first quarter. So Garcia rounded out the scoring for Loogootee. They had Will Lyon, who started tonight. He had been sick on Wednesday, was not able to play against Washington Catholic. Came back and started tonight, but did not score. Gunnar Fox got in there and gave them some minutes off the bench. He also did not score tonight. The Lions were 9 of 16 shooting in the third and fourth quarters tonight. So they shot much better than they did in the first half. They were 14 of 33 tonight, 42%. 11 late in the second quarter, and then got another one in the third. More measure, Crocker finishes with 13. He led the Dogs tonight in scoring. Bryce Jones had a really good game offensively. Had 3 points in the second quarter. He ended up scoring a 2 and a 3 there in the third to get him to 8. He was 4 out of 6 on free throws there in the fourth quarter. So Bryce ends up scoring 12 tonight for the Bulldogs. Alex DeWitt struggled a little bit to get things going offensively. Got a basket with 1 of 2 free throws in the first quarter. DeWitt then got 2 baskets there in the third, including one going to the rim. And then he just got a floater there in that fourth quarter that he knocked in for 2 points. DeWitt had 9 in this contest. Nate Brown in the fourth total for Nolan tonight. And then Mason Freed with a couple of baskets, 1 in the third, 1 in the fourth, to get him to 4 points tonight to round out the scoring for the Bulldogs, who were 11 of 16 shooting in the second half tonight. They end up shooting 18 of 34 for 53%. Like 3-point shooting, 3 out of 4 from distance tonight. For Orleans, they were 4 out of 10 from behind the arc, 40% tonight. Free throw shooting was at a premium more so in the second half, 5 of 9 in the first half, 4 of 6 in the fourth quarter. In total, the Dogs were 9 of 15 at the charity stripe, 60% tonight. It was 10-8 in favor of the Dogs at the end of the first, or in favor of the Lions, that is, at the end of the first quarter. Orleans rallied for a 12-2 second quarter that put them up 20-12 at halftime. In the third, the Bulldogs outscored Loogootee 16-11, making it 36-23 at the end of the third quarter, especially thanks to that Bryce Jones three-pointer there at the horn. And then Loogootee tried to make another run at it in the fourth, but couldn't get it within single digits as Orleans outscored the Lions 13-10, making the final tally 49-33 here at Jack Butcher Arena in Loogootee. Head coach Tom Bradley is here with us in our WSEC postgame show here from Jack Butcher Arena as the Bulldogs are in their third consecutive sectional championship game tomorrow night, taking on the North Davies Cougars. But first, we got to talk about this one here tonight. A nice win for the Dogs over Loogootee here in the semifinal round. And Coach, as expected, a hard-fought game early on. Both teams kind of went back and forth. I thought both defenses really played well early on, and it kind of made it a challenge to get into a flow and rhythm early on.
Yeah, it did. We really struggled to score there early on as well, and had some shots that looked like normal shots that we normally take and normally make, and they just didn't go in for us.
And Loogootee was doing a really good job trying to force you guys out of the paint as much as possible there early. I thought they did really well with that, but your guys did a great job not getting frustrated, not panicking, and adjusting to what they were doing, and it seemed to work really well in that second quarter.
Well, I thought so too. I thought we come out in the second quarter and played a little bit better in terms of, we talked about just getting the ball and taking it at people, and sometimes we don't do that very well, and we thought that we had some quickness on them at certain spots. Now, they had some on us as well, but that we could drive the basketball out them and get something at the rim. And so, that was the emphasis there in the second quarter, and then that was the big emphasis at halftime.
No doubt. Well, you guys were only down 2 at the end of the first quarter, and then second quarter, you get going early on, and kind of took a little time to find it, but Coach, your defense played so well there during that quarter that your offense finally, once it got going, then the defense had already become established by that point.
Well, it was a good thing we played well defensively in the second quarter. We did a nice job, and that enabled us to get back ahead in that second quarter and do a much better job. So, all in all, that first half was a little bit tough, and we challenged them quite a bit at halftime there about how bad you really want to win this basketball game.
Well, and one thing, too, Coach, I think helped you was you talk about putting your head down going into people. You guys started going to the basket, started drawing fouls. You got Paxton Arvin in some foul trouble, which helped a little bit, and get to the free throw line. And I know it was a little sporadic there at the line, but you made enough to be able to push that cushion out a little bit more.
Yeah, that's one big thing there, David. We got to hit free throws tomorrow night for sure, because we sure did not shoot free throws very well tonight. But like you said, we got some free throws to fall, and went into the halftime break there with you're looking at 20 for us, which is obviously low, but, we held them to 12. And so defensively, we had to play well.
Well, and it seemed like, Coach, not to draw parallels necessarily, but it seemed kind of similar to the first matchup a little bit. They were a little bit further ahead the first time at the end of the first quarter, but the second quarter was really your springboard in that game, and it seemed like that was the case tonight, too.
Yeah, we started pressing a little bit, mixing up some different presses, and turned them over a few times there in the second quarter. And
so we're able to get to the basket some there. Nolan got a really nice drive to the basket, and then I think he was the one who dished one to Mason there in the post there in that third quarter, found him open. He threw a nice little head fake in there. Alex was able to get going. It just seemed like it snowballed for you guys once that happened.
Yeah, it did. I thought, by getting the ball out, and we turned them over, like I said, in different traps and presses, but getting the ball up and down the floor, and Mason was a big key. I tell you, I was really, really proud of Mason tonight. He can do so much for us with his size in there. And tonight, I thought those 2 big baskets he got there were huge. He got a block. He's just playing really well.
And Loogootee, as you would suspect, wasn't going to go away quietly. A.J. Foster tried to bring them back in, and along with Paxton Arvin, and they got it down to 10 there at the end of the third. And performance tonight, a physical game between both teams, and obviously Loogootee has played well defensively all season. But I thought, Coach, as we mentioned too, that second half when you guys pressed and trapped them, that really changed things for them, took them out of rhythm of what they wanted to do, and it got you guys where you wanted to be.
Well, we didn't start out with a big hard press. First time we played them, we didn't press much in the first quarter at all. You just kind of think about your legs, and we want it to be there at the end if we need it, obviously. And so that's kind of the way we kind of got it going in the second quarter. But, our kids fly around the floor pretty well and, come up with some good steal. Better every game, I think, about reading passes, about which ones to go try to stay put on.
Yeah, and I was trying to think. There was one there where Bryce got it. I think it was on the right wing sometime in the second half, and he threw it into the lane. It might have been on Nate's cut or something, but he threw a really nice pass there. I'm not sure how he got it there, but somehow he did that. So your guys have really done a good job of that, finding each other, and that was something I thought that was also huge tonight.
I think so, too. Being unselfish, looking for those cutters, because that was a talk again at halftime of cut with a purpose now. Find an area where you can cut where the guy that's got the ball can see you, so we can get that pass. And the guys did a nice job of that, and we're able to, win the last quarter by just a little bit and come back tomorrow night.
Yeah, and tomorrow night, of course, North Davies will be the opponent on the other side. And as far as I'm aware, Coach, I think this might be the first time North Davies and Orleans have ever met in sectional, so it's kind of a historic matchup at that. Yeah. But you got to see them in game one tonight. They played extremely well against Bar Reeve. They got ahead and were able to play their style of just being methodical, playing good defense. And so certainly you knew it was going to be tough no matter who made it, and it certainly won't be easy tomorrow either.
Oh, no, it won't be easy at all. We played them at their place and was fortunate enough to win there, but two team tomorrow night. And a lot of that is just that mind game of making sure you're focused, making sure you understand what got you to this point. And, we'll preach that a little bit tomorrow. But tomorrow, is going to be a good practice for us where now that goal's in sight. Your first goal is win that section.
Right.
And now we got a chance there on Saturday night where it's in sight for us. So we hope we come out well tomorrow and play well.
Sounds good. And, of course, the semifinals to set up that championship game tomorrow night at 7 o'clock. Coach Bradley, thank you as always for joining us. We appreciate it. We look forward to talking to you before the championship game tomorrow night.
Look forward to it. Thanks a lot, guys.
All right. Thanks, Coach. Appreciate it. Tom Bradley joining us here at our WSEZ postgame show as Orleans comes out on top tonight, 49-33, to set up the championship game tomorrow night with North Davies and Orleans as the Cougars had the rebound all night. That went to Christian Garcia, who had one in the first half, and he had 4 rebounds total. A.J. Foster also came down with 4 rebounds as well. Van Hoy, Arvin, Walton, and Gunnar Fox all had 1 rebound apiece tonight for the Lions, 12 total, 1 on the offensive end. For the Bulldogs, 19 rebounds, 5 of those on the offensive glass. Nolan Robbins and Alex DeWitt had 6 rebounds apiece tonight. Each grabbed 1 offensive rebound to go with it. Rylan Crocker with 2 rebounds. And at night, as the Dogs didn't turn it over much again, we got them for 2 turnovers against Medora on Wednesday night. We got them for 4 tonight. Not bad considering the opponent they were facing with Loogootee. 1 turnover in the first half, 3 in the second half, just 4 total turnovers tonight here at Jack Butcher Arena. Loogootee had 6 turnovers in the first half, 5 in the second half. They turned it over 11 times tonight in total here on their home floor. The Lions dished out 6 assists on 14 made shots tonight, and Cooper Van Hoy was the main catalyst there, 5 assists in that one, and 1 assist for Paxton Arvin. So that makes up the total of the 6 there for Loogootee. On the Orleans side, 9 assists. 4 assists in total tonight to lead the team. Crocker had 3, Brown with 1, and Alex DeWitt even dished out an assist as well as Orleans wins it 49-33 to set up the championship game tomorrow night here at Jack Butcher Arena in Loogootee. North Davies and Orleans for the title. We will head to a break, and then after that, we'll get you set up for tomorrow night's championship game that we will be calling here from Jack Butcher Arena in Loogootee. You're listening to coverage of Orleans Bulldogs basketball in the Sectional 62 semifinals here on Gold 98.7 WSEZ.
It's time for a visit to locally owned and operated Orange County Concrete. They have everything you need to get your driveway, walkways, and other landscaping-related needs back in shape. They are ready-mix concrete blocks and masonry supplies, as well as reinforcing steel, river gravel, and for the small jobs, they even sell high-quality bagged concrete mix. Remember, locally owned and operated Orange County Concrete for all of your concrete and masonry needs. Orange County Concrete in Orleans. Phone 812-865-2425.
Kirby Hardware has been helping the residents of Orleans keep their homes and farms running smoothly since 1953. Kirby Hardware carries a full line of GE appliances, hardware items, household items, lawn and garden supplies, paint, and a full line of plumbing, all with the knowledge to get you what you need to do the job right the first time. Kirby Hardware open Monday through Friday, 7 a.m. till 5:30 p.m. and Saturday, 7 till 2. Phone them at 812-865-2510. Kirby Hardware at 206 East Jefferson Street.
You're listening to the super hits of the 60s, 70s, and 80s on Gold 98.7 and 1560 WSEZ. Paoli.
Orleans prevails over Loogootee tonight in the second semifinal game, 49-33 here at Jack Butcher Arena in Loogootee, setting up tomorrow night's championship against the North Daviess Cougars. North Daviess handled Bar Reeve 48-31 in the first game tonight. Orleans has now won 5 of the last 6 over Loogootee in the overall series, counting postseason play. The Lions are now 20-8 here at home under head coach Dave Smith. They finished 10-5 this season. Orleans, under head coach Tom Bradley, are 167-92 on the road, winning about 65% of the time away from the doghouse. They are 10-1 in true road games this season. The Bulldogs now improved to 41-16 under Coach Bradley in sectional games, 17-6 in the semifinals all time. They are looking for their 10th sectional championship with Coach Bradley on the sideline tomorrow. 6:35 tomorrow evening here from Loogootee, as we will, of course, talk to head coach Tom Bradley of Orleans and North Daviess head coach Brent Dalrymple as well. So we look forward to bringing you coverage of the championship game tomorrow night here on Gold 98.7 WSEZ. And it should be a good matchup there between the Cougars and the Bulldogs. They met back in January or February. February 1st, I believe, is when they met, and that was at the Cougar Den in Elnora, where Orleans won 50-34. But that does not guarantee, of course, that the Bulldogs will win this title. They will have to earn it. They're going to have to play well like they did really over the last 3 quarters tonight in order to do that. So we'll see what the Dogs can do. North Daviess had guys like Keaton Graber, who is a 6-foot junior forward. He played a really good game tonight for the Cougars. Aaron Marner, their junior guard at 5'10", also had a good game tonight, as did Colin Longaker as well. He is a 6'2" junior forward for the Cougars. And so we'll see what the Bulldogs can do there tomorrow night with North Daviess. By the way, other scores around the area tonight in sectional play at West Washington. Christian Academy defeats Rock Creek Academy 51-40. Josh Renfro scored 17 points in that game, according to Alan Stewart of the Corydon Democrat. He is now 4 points away from 2,000 in his career, and he'll have a chance to do that in the championship game tomorrow night when they play the Borden Braves. The winner of that Borden Christian Academy matchup will play the winner of this matchup. Their Borden beat South Central, 75-56. Cole Thomas in his final game at South Central had 33 points. He was just 7 points short of breaking the all-time record held by Craig Shane. So congratulations to Cole Thomas on a great career at South Central. And looking at the picture here, he was certainly emotional, as you would expect, as the Rebels go down to the Borden Braves. So it'll be Borden and Christian Academy for that sectional championship game tomorrow over at West Washington inside Dr. T. Kermit Tower Gymnasium. Meanwhile, Wood Memorial just beat Springs Valley 69-60. That was the final in that matchup at the Hawks Nest, as Wood Memorial advances to tomorrow night championship there in sectional 64. Princeton over Gibson Southern in sectional 31. And that sectional over at Washington will be the team on the other side. Washington actually beat Southridge down in Huntingburg Memorial Gym in sectional 31. And then, let's see, obviously you got Orleans beating Loogootee. Linton beat South Knox in sectional 47 as the Miners get to that championship game tomorrow night. And let's see, other than that, I can't find any other scores really from around the area. A lot of these games happened earlier in the evening. Evansville Central beat Boonville in sectional 32 at Boonville. The Bears win it in overtime, 55-52 in that one. So those are just some of the scores from around the area tonight as sectional championship games are being set across the Hoosier State, setting up some good matchups tomorrow night, and certainly expecting good crowds at each respective site tomorrow. And we'll certainly look for a good crowd here at Loogootee for that sectional as well. So let's see if I can find one more time here. Let's look around and see what else is going on. 4A, there we go. Jeff blows out BNL 68-38 in that. New Albany takes down Floyd Central 70-64. Jeff and New Albany will play in that sectional title at Seymour tomorrow night. At Charlestown, Brownstown beat Charlestown. Close one, though, 63-59. The Braves will play Silver Creek for the championship down there tomorrow. The Dragons took down Madison 63-37 in that one. Washington beat Southridge 51-47 in the first game at Huntingburg Memorial Gym. And then at Paoli earlier this evening, Providence overwhelmed Mitchell 68-36. The Pioneers will play the Eastern Pekin Paoli winner for that sectional championship there over at Southwestern Hanover. Southwestern beat Austin 68-24 in a beatdown blowout, and then South Ripley over Brown County 65-39. South Ripley and Southwestern for that sectional title tomorrow night. Northeast DuBois will be Wood Memorial's opponent at Springs Valley. They handled Evansville Day 70-36. So that'll about wrap it up for us here from Jack Butcher Arena. Championship game tomorrow night at 7. We'll be here with our game starting around 6:35 tomorrow evening here from Jack Butcher Arena in Loogootee. Join us for coverage tomorrow as the Bulldogs look to win their first sectional since 2015. As we close up shop for the night, we would like to thank all of our great team. North Davies over Bar Reeve 48-31. Orleans takes down Loogootee 49-33. It'll be North Davies and Orleans tomorrow night for the sectional championship. We thank you for listening to our broadcast and for listening to our post-game coverage. For our statistician and analyst, Greg Deaton, I'm David Deaton, saying have a...
The coverage of high school sports is being sponsored by Kirby Hardware and Lumber.